got so quiet when I walked up. Thank you. Well, welcome back. I hope you all had a productive dress rehearsal. And now, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Frederick Niemela. Come on up. ICPC NAC Challenge Director. And Patricia Howell and Ron Rose from NSA. Patricia and Ron will present the awards for the ICPC NAC Challenge, sponsored by the NSA. So you'll see more of them in just a minute. But for now, it's time for the Resolver.
Okay. I think that most of you know the Resolver and how it works. This time it works a little bit differently, so we'll go through that. But in any way, this was the standings at the freeze. So this is where we'll start from. And the difference here is that this was a scoring contest, so it's not exactly the same. In this case, the yellow means that there are more submissions, so there could be a higher score. Green means it's all done and you got the score you got, and red also means it's all done but you get 0. So that's what this means. Yellow just means there are more submissions to be had, and so let's start. Let's run through this. Let's see what happened. And we have a little bit short of time, so I'm going to have to run this fairly quickly. We'll see if I can do it. All right, there we go. So University of Florida, they get 100 and they move up to 34th place. Chicago gets 100 up to 35th. We have Santa Cruz. They get 100 moving up to 34. Riverside getting 50 moving up. They have one more there. Irvine 100 going up. Rice University get to 0 and they're staying on 42nd. Northwest University gets 100, they're moving up. And New York University gets to 0s and they're staying there. Milwaukee gets a 0. Johns Hopkins gets 100 and they move up. Illinois is staying down there. Dakota is on 44. Clemson University not getting that one. Brigham Young didn't submit. Texas A&M, they got a 50. They moved up one step. Riverside is moving back up to 39. Texas A&M again, and they're done. Penn State moves 100 on the first one. They have 2 more, so there's a lot more they can get. UCLA moving up with a lot more submissions. Riverside again getting another 100, moving up to 16. Chicago gets 100, moving up to 16th as well. South Florida getting a 25, moving up to 22nd, I think. Irvine getting 100, up to 16th as well. Penn State moving up to 17th place. UCLA, 100 points, getting up to 19th. Northwestern University gets 75, but have 1 more submission there. Santa Cruz are finished. School of Mines moving up with 100. Washington is getting 100 and moving up. Wisconsin-Madison, not that one, and not that one, they're staying. Duke, they get 100, they have 1 more problem. UT at Austin, 100, they have 1 more. Virginia, they get 100 and they're moving up. University of Michigan, they get 100 and they move up. Cornell University, they get a 75 and they move up. Illinois, they have a lot of ones. The first one's 100, they're moving way up there. Dallas, the 50, 1 more submission on that one, and a lot more problems. Iowa State is staying there. Berkeley is 75, moving up. Georgia Tech gets a 100 on P and moving way up there. Minnesota up to 7th place with 100. South Florida are done for today. Rochester 0, 100, and 1 more problem to go. Dallas again 100 and they're moving up. Berkeley last one and get a 0. Northwestern University is 75, moving up over Cornell, and Cornell is staying behind them. Northwest is staying there. Boston, they get 100 moving up, and Alberta, they have 3 more, a 0, and then 100. So Toronto Scarborough getting 100 up to 7th place. Austin getting 100 up to 5th place. Riverside, that's the last one. Texas at Dallas, they have 0 and a 0, and they're staying down there. Colorado School of Mines moving up, 2 more problems to solve. UCLA, they get 100, they're moving up. University of Chicago, they are getting 100, they're moving up to 7th place. University of Washington, they have 2 more, get a 0, and then they got a 100, they're moving up there. Duke University, last one, they're getting 100 up to 9th place, good. Illinois, they get a 0, they got a 50, but 1 more submission, they could increase again. Michigan gets 100, moving up to 8th place. Georgia Tech staying in 32nd. Penn State, they're done 31st. University of California, Irvine moving up to 18th. University of Virginia gets 100, moving up to 10th. Ohio State gets 0, and then they get 100 moving up to 5th place. University of British Columbia is moving up. Rutgers getting 100, moving to 5th. McGill getting 100, moving up to 6th. Columbia, the last one, and it's not going through. Carnegie Mellon, no, a yes, up to 5th place. Vanderbilt, 2 more, no. 75, 1 more submission, they can move further. Harvard gets a 50 on A. Central Florida gets 100 on B, up to 12th place. Minnesota gets 100 on E, moving up. University of British Columbia moving up to 27th place. Rochester gets 100. California Irvine gets 100 up to 18th. British Columbia again, they increase again. Harvard gets 100, moving up to 9th. Illinois increased to 100 on E. Columbia again, and now they get 100, they move all the way up. Boston gets 100 up to 14th place. Alberta, last one, they get 100, moving up to 13th. Toronto Scarborough gets 100 on D. Vanderbilt gets a 75, and they're done at 29. Minnesota are done. Waterloo, a lot of submission. They get 50 on A, and they move up. Rochester, Princeton, they get 100 on B and move up to 2nd place. California Irvine gets 46.8 points on the treasure packing problem, and they're moving way up there. Virginia, the treasure packing 57, that's a good score, and they have 1 more, or several more maybe. Michigan, they're down. Central Florida gets 100 and moves up. British Columbia gets 67 on the treasure packing. Boston 25, Colorado gets a 0, and then a 25, but they have more submissions. Alberta are done. California, LA moves up. Washington are done. Harvard gets 100, moves up to 2nd place. University of Illinois gets a 74 on treasure packing. Ohio gets 9 on treasure packing. McGill gets 100, moves up to 3rd. Rutgers gets 100 and moves up to 3rd. Carnegie Mellon gets 100 and moves up to 2nd. Stanford gets 50 on A and moves up to 13th. University of Maryland gets 50 on A and moves to 13th. California San Diego gets a 50 on A and moves up. This is too fast. Colorado School of Mines gets a 75 and moves up there. Boston University gets a 32 on treasure packing. Waterloo 50 on A, that's the last one, and then 100 on B, moving up to 1st. Stanford University gets 100, moving up to 8th. California San Diego gets 100 on A, moving up to 5th. Maryland gets 50 on A, and then 100 moving up to 1st. University of Virginia gets an increased score, and an increased score, and an increased score, but it does nothing. University of British Columbia increases the score, they increase some more, and they move up there. Illinois moves up there slightly further. California and Los Angeles are done. Colorado School of Mines gets 100 on E and moves way up. Toronto Scarborough has 11, so they go before British Columbia, but British Columbia moves back, but Toronto Scarborough moves back. British Columbia can increase, and they stay at 15. Princeton are done, they stay at 14. University of Illinois gets a 94, and they are dead. And then, I can take a breather. So, it's kind of fast. But at this point, I'm trusted to do it manually. So, okay. So you see how it works, and let's just see what happens. Remember, we have 3 awards to the top team. So Stanford have 2 more problems they can score on. I mean, looking at this thing, it sure looks like they're going to get 100. We'll see what happens. They do indeed get 100 to move up to 1st place. University of Central Florida have 2 more problems. It's E and F. They will start with E, and they'll get a 25, but they have more submissions, so more can come there. McGill, only the last one remaining treasure packing, and they got a 0, so they're staying at 12th. The University of California, San Diego, they have 2 more problems. So on C, they get 100 and they move up to 1st. Rutgers have no more submissions and they finish in 11th. And if you wonder why the teams with the same score have different ranking, as we mentioned earlier during the contest, the time of getting that score is the tiebreaker. But that's not shown in the result. But the results are correct, and that's why they are different. So Rutgers stays at 11th place. Colorado School of Mines, no more submissions, they stay at 10th. Harvard, they have 1 more on E, and they increase to 25, but they have even more submissions, so that can go further. Carnegie Mellon, they have treasure packing left, and they get a 9.46 points, which brings them to 8th. MIT in 9th, they have a submission on A, and it gives them 50 points, but they have more to come. Carnegie Mellon are done, and they finished in 9th place. University of Toronto Scarborough, they have the treasure packing problem remaining. They have a 37.24 so far, and they increased to 42.12, but they have more. No, they don't. They are done at 8th place, and we move on to Harvard. They have one more submission on E, and they increase it. They might have more. University of Central Florida, they have E and F remaining. On E, they increase to 75. University of Waterloo, they get 100 and move up to first. Harvard University, they have a 50, but they get 100 and they move up to third. University of Maryland, they have the treasure packing remaining and they get a 0, they finish at 7th place. Now in 6th place, we have MIT. They still have submissions on problem A, and they get 100, moving up to 2nd place. University of Central Florida still have E and F, they have 75 currently, and they increase to 100, brings them to 4th place. Now we only have the treasure packing remaining. So Stanford University, they haven't gotten any treasure packing points yet, so they have a lot to gain. And they get a 74 point that brings them up to first. Harvard University is done, they finished 6th today. University of Central Florida have the treasure packing problem remaining, and they get a 0, they finished 5th. University of California, San Diego have treasure packing left, and they get a 94.43 point score, that brings them to 1st place. MIT, they have the treasure packing remaining, and they get a score of 63, that brings them to 3rd. Remember, 3 prizes. University of Waterloo, currently at 91.67, can they increase it? They can increase it, but it was not enough. So that brings us to the top 3 teams. So at this point, if the top 3 teams, that's University of California, San Diego, Stanford University, and MIT, could come up on this side here and await the finale, that would be lovely. And I think, I tried watching over there, I think you should have a pretty good view of this screen from there. Okay, so now it will all get decided. We're starting with MIT. They have 63 on treasure packing. Can they improve it? Indeed they can. They get a 97 point score and they move up to 1st. That leaves Stanford in 3rd. And they improve to 91, but that doesn't move them up, but they have even more submissions, so it's all fine. They increase to 94.52. That brings them to 2nd, and now you see San Diego is in 3rd. They have 94.43. Can they improve it? They can, and they move up into 2nd. So now we have Stanford University in 3rd, 94.52 points. Can they increase it? They can. They finish in 3rd. So if Stanford University could please come up on the stage, and you will receive your award. Hey Bill, do you want to come up and look beautiful? I think we need to anchor it with one hat on each side, right? Otherwise the photo won't work. Okay, we have pictures. Congratulations to Stanford University for earning 3rd prize in the ICPC NSA Challenge 2024. Okay, so we'll get 2 more. So, University of California, San Diego, they currently are how many points behind? 1.5. Let's see if they can improve. They can improve, but it didn't help them. Let's see if they can improve further. They can, and now they move into 1st. That said, MIT does have more submissions. Let's see what they can do. Oh, yeah, no problem. Easy peasy. Okay. That said, San Diego does have more submission. Let's see what happens. And that does move them into first. Now, notice that that's green. They have nothing more. They got nothing more. No more game. This is it. So, can MIT beat it? They probably know, but you don't. Let's see. They do increase it. 0.04 points. Not quite there, but it's very close. Let's see. Oh, that's an increase again. That is an increase. Okay. Let's see. No, it's not quite enough, but this does earn MIT the second place award. Please come up on the stage and get your prizes and awards. So, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which I don't dare pronounce because it's so hard, so I just say MIT, is winning second place at the ICPC NAC NSA Challenge 2024. Was that all the letters? Hey! Thank you so much. A big applause for MIT finishing in second place. Now, there is not more excitement, but there is more awards and there's more glory. So if University of California, San Diego could please come on stage. They are the champions of the 2024 ICPC Challenge powered by NSA. Congratulations. Okay, and what a victory that was. 0.22 points, crushing it. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I think that was us, and next is...
Wow, what a competition that was. Congratulations to everybody. And at this point, we would like to go to the Coach Awards. Right, just making sure we're ready to go. I have to give Frederick a minute to disconnect and get his stuff off the podium, so I wish I had a joke to tell, but I don't have one. Bill, where are you when I need you? All right. Well, you've probably heard me say this before because it's true. Coaches are the backbone of the ICPC. Without you, we would not have the quality or quantity of teams that compete in North America. You selflessly work to bring this opportunity to your students, often with little reward other than the gratitude of your teams and the excitement of seeing them perform at their best. At this time, we would like to honor NAC's first ever recipients of the Coach Award. Coach Awards are presented to coaches who have coached teams to the ICPC North America Championship for 5 years. And coaches, as I call your name, would you please come to the stage to receive your Coach Award? I'm going to call all five names, and if you could just please come as a group, and then we'll come up on stage as a group. Does that make sense? All right, so please would Maddox Beckman, Badrashalam Chituri, Glenn Downing, Zach Frigstead, and Chris Gouge please come forward. And here to help us honor our coaches are Melinda Gage and Bill Poucher, of course. Melinda is the head of the ICPC Foundation. And let's just acknowledge these 5 coaches right now. All right, the next group of coaches would John Greiner, Mohammed Haji Gai, John Kaiser, James Lemke, and Glenn Martin. Please come to the stage. And now, if I might ask, Ali Aruji, Danny Slater, Dieter Van Malkbeek, Troy Vasiga, and Etienne Vuka to please come to the stage. Stage for a moment. I'd love to get one group shot with all 15 recipients. Come on up. It'll be a little crowded, but we'll manage. Wow. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to get back up. It is certainly an achievement to coach 5 teams to the North American Championship, but that's not the only achievement we want to recognize. Many of the coaches here today have devoted many years of time and energy to their teams. A coach might work with teams for a decade and only have one team advance to the NAC. But the years of work on the teams that do not advance are as important to those students and to this event as the time spent with the teams that do advance. So we would now like to recognize the years of service of the coaches in this audience. When you see your name, please stand. Too shy to stand, I see. Those are coaches with 1 to 4 years of coaching experience, and the next group, 5 to 9 years, substantial amount of time.
And how about 10 to 40 years? Oh, no, I'm sorry. 10 to 14 years. Wow. And now let's do 15 to 19 years. That's impressive. And now let's do 20 to 24 years. Oh. And then are we going to do one more down here. We have one more, a ridiculous number of years. Oh, more than 30 years, yes. Ali. The total number of coach years by these coaches is over 350 coach years.
Well, thank you all again, and especially thank you, coaches. And at this time, I believe if John is ready, we will proceed on to the ADQ session.